I am actually getting really worried about it. The itch.io banning adult content, and like how Visa and MasterCard is jerking everyone around. Like, you know how Fansly had that thing that, oh, we cannot allow you to do like not hallucination, what was it, like the mind break thing. You cannot imply those sort of things, even if it's Fansly and NSFW content creation, the hypnosis, sorry. You're not allowed to do it because the card processors are unwilling to accept it. And now itch.io has effectively banned all adult content. NSFW no longer shows up on search recommendations. You can only view items with the direct links, which is essentially a ban. I feel like that these card processors are interfering more and more with what you're allowed to buy and what you cannot buy, and I don't like it. It makes me feel really uneasy. Because right now, they are just like, oh, okay, you cannot buy this. What if tomorrow they will say that, oh, I actually don't like kinks? You know? Oh, you're into, I don't know, roleplay? Not allowed. Because that's not how God intended it or something. Yeah. It's all about control. And I really, really, really don't like it. Update. Some games have been taken down altogether, not just shadow banned. Noticeably, the takedown notice includes this section. If you plan to collect money for your content, then you must adhere to the acceptable use policy of all respective payment processors that your account utilizes. Accounts that are in violation of our terms are not eligible for payouts. So basically, if they decide for whatever reason that your game or whatever is not aligning with their values, you cannot get paid. Thanks to the damn feminist. Oh yeah. I am so tired of this. If it's not illegal, you have no right to decide what I'm supposed to buy with my money. Like, if I want to buy that whatever, then let me buy it. If it's illegal,
Steam and
put
itch were
it
pushed
away.
because of a group named Collective Shout. Madam Savvy has a good video about it.
Who? Madam Savvy? I need to see. I only found a video about how Japan is fighting back. And I really, 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 really hope that everyone else will be starting to fight back on it.
This month has not been good for...
Sorry, let me just mute the thingy.
Essentially the freedom of consumption. The freedom to buy what you want to buy and not have credit card companies saying that they don't consent.
On a... Dude, am I the only one who's getting really freaking uneasy about that? It feels like almost like a bad ending in a future cyberpunk run where the companies are telling you that, oh, I don't really like this. Because this is just almost like one step away of like, oh, let's say that you had like a really bad hot take. Or you're supporting XY person and we will just block your account because we don't agree with where you stand. You know? It's called techno-feudalism. Well, I really don't like it. They already do that. I don't like this. It feels illegal. Is this not illegal? If it's your money and it's legal to buy that certain thing, how is it that you're not allowed to buy it with your own money? Credit card companies have been doing this for years. Corn signs banning certain categories. I know cases of blackmailing payment processors that agreed with the sites. If the payment processor doesn't drop them, they can't process their credit card anymore. It's a service they can... Okay, I'm going to ask a very naive questions. Why don't we have more competition than just Visa and MasterCard? Why is there no other payment processor? There is in Europe. In Europe, there are... What do we have within Europe? Do we? What is it? Discover card? American Express? The Polish have their own, the German have their own. Klarna is one. I feel like that we will need something more universal. I am getting tired of these companies dictating what we should like and what we cannot. PayPal. PayPal is also very iffy when it comes to like NSFW things, I believe. So, you know.
When yes, Steam took a massive L when they introduced a new policy that says content that may violate the rules and standards set forth by Steam's payment processor and related card networks and banks, in particular certain kind of adult content. They're not allowed to have adult content.
Certain kind. I don't get it. What is certain kind of
Little
adult
fish
content?
enters a pond with big fish. How does little fish survive without government intervention?
I don't know, man. It's just, why are they gatekeeping? Who is it? Is it really that feminist group? I remember that there was that game that was like really monka, and they took that off. And I was like, yeah, it's a very distasteful idea. I don't remember what it was called. Yeah, it's the collective. But what was the game called? It was basically that you could do bad things to girls, right? Women. It was basically just like the... Was it a hatred? Was it... No Mercy. Yeah, it was called No Mercy. So there was that game, and it had a strange plot, not gonna lie. It's a very fucking strange plot. And I feel like that's where it sort of started. And now it's just kind of tumbling over, and now they are touching things that they really fucking shouldn't. It's not just content being banned, it's any content that they don't like. Some activist group tried to get Detroit Become Human banned because of its meat. What? What was wrong with... That was the most lukewarm ass shit I ever seen. What's wrong with Detroit Become Human? There wasn't anything outrageous about it. What? Mature teams are banned from adults? Bro, they are infantilizing the entire fucking planet. I am so tired of it that you're not allowed to discuss adult things, or you cannot have certain things in a fictional environment. You know, like, let's say the very fucking obvious, right? Rape is bad. Of course it's bad. But if it would be up to these people, you wouldn't be able to, for example, have a movie scene or a game scene where that sort of thing occurs, even if you're trying to prove a point that, yes, that person who committed that act is a basic scum, but you cannot tell the story because that is bad. And then soon it's going to be like, oh, murder is bad, so you can also not murder people on screen. Yeah, crime is also bad. Racism is also bad. So you will not be able to tell stories about anything bad, and you will not be able to prove a point and have it happen in a fictional story or environment, because these people get so sensitive and offended about every single thing that they just get like a fucking emotional meltdown just by watching something. You know? It's fucking crazy, man. I feel like that if someone is so sensitive that they cannot make a difference between reality and fiction, I think the problem is you. Because if you would be like, hey, I'm against things in real life, then I'm like 100% agree with you. We should stop these things happening in real life as much as we can. But to affect the storytelling device that happens to virtual characters, that's fucking, it's insanity. I'm sorry, I don't understand these people. If they could, these people would neuter everything they can touch. That's what they want.
On this platform because Visa said so. Why can't you buy this game? Visa said so. We had to take down this game that was previously approved. Why? Because MasterCard says so. Yes, this is a massive L. I'm still keeping it.
But like, okay, so let's say they will continue down this path, right? So how are you supposed to depict these certain things? Like, let's say that you're filming an adult video, right? Boy girl does what boy girl must do. Does the girl constantly have to say, yes, yes, I want this, and smile just to make sure that there is no question about it, that she doesn't want it? What if, or how is it going to be like every 5 minutes she's going to be like, yes, I am consenting to everything? Can I just say that most of the times, those people who fight so hard to get these sort of censorships onto these topics are the biggest fucking freaks? Like, every time I see someone that, oh my god, you shouldn't watch that because XY, it turns out that the FBI, if they would take a look at their fucking PC, they would go straight to jail. And not because of the fictional shit, but because of the real kind of stuff. It's actually insane.
An eye on it. To be honest, nothing there anime related I think so far has been removed, so I didn't really feel a necessity to make a video on it, but I'm assuming eventually it will happen. Despite the fact that I don't really care about what was taken down so far that I've seen, it doesn't mean that I'm not concerned about it, because it's only eventuality that something that...
What did they take down other than the No Mercy game? And you guys mentioned something called Hatred? I don't know what that game is about.
That I do enjoy is taken down. Yes, there's a lot of visual novels that are particularly about a lot of these...
Bunch of corn games? 250 games?
Policy things that is gonna fit in that. So
they killed all virtual incest games. Ooh. That's interesting. Like, don't get me wrong. It's not my kink. I am personally not really into it. I am sort of only worried that if they take that down, what is going to be next? Because these people will never be satisfied. They will always look for that, okay, if that was it, then what's next? I swear if they touch Andy and Laylee, I wouldn't be surprised. They're gonna come after VTubers. That's not really what I'm worried about. It's more like that they always stand on this moral high ground and they decide what is supposed to be okay. And it's a very narrow definition of what is supposed to be okay for them. Like, soon it's going to be like, you're not allowed to watch an adult video where the girl doesn't have massively big boobs, because even though she's an adult, if she looks more like on the younger side, then it's not allowed. You know, bullshit like this. It doesn't matter if you're an adult. If you're short and you're flat, you're not allowed to be in it. You know? Because you might entice the wrong people or something. Isn't it Australia right now? What? Australia? What? That's a thing? You actually have to have a certain body type to be able to participate in adult movie, despite you being a consenting, mature adult. The future is so bleak. I want you to know that soon you will be only have like adult videos where they say, I consent, and there is only missionary. There is nothing else. You know? And most of them will be happening under the blanket, and you just have to fill in the gaps. Yeah, with turned off lights under the blanket, you might be able to hear some sounds, but that's it. That's so fucking depressing, man. I am not a big fan of censorship, not going to lie. Especially not a big fan of censorship when it comes out of a bunch of know-it-all who is just like over there being a Karen. And that's it.
So it's only a matter of time before a lot of visual novels that I love get affected by this, and then it's all kind of downhill from there. But yeah, massive, massive L by Steam. That sucks. I feel really bad about that whole situation there.
Oh, they cannot take Uma Musume away from us. They cannot.
But that's not what this is about. That's not what this video is about. Despite the fact that Steam's taken an L, it looks like Japan's taken a W. They're taking a massive, massive W. Now, I want to preface this entire...
In Japan, we trust. Japanese is a kinky freaking nation. They are like, you want to touch your tentacle corn? You cannot touch your tentacle corn. We don't care about it. Okay? We are going to do it again and again. Am I going to watch a video? A gigantic, I don't know, alien organism, angel coming down and doing the whatever? Yes. I don't care. We are going to do it.
Entire video on the fact that what I just talked about with Steam and credit card companies has nothing to do with this particular thing. But I see a lot of people tying the two of them together. That this is Japan's response to credit card censorship in Japan. This isn't about that. This is specifically about stopping a monopoly, which is technically related to it. I'm going to get into my own opinion as to why this sort of is happening and what it sort of opened the door to. This isn't a fix.
Is Visa MasterCard based in America? Are they like... I know that they are international, but like, who is the real boss of these people? Yeah? Yeah? Please don't tell me California. Please, just say any other state. Just don't say California. Take a guess, just don't say California. Okay, Illinois. Anything. San Francisco. Oh, no. Okay, how about anything other than California and San Francisco? Literally anything else other than those two. Because I'm not American, but even I know what those two are standing for.
For a lot of these issues that we're having with content censorship by credit card companies, but it is sort of a way of stopping this from happening before they can take action. Because I've talked about tons of times before, Taro Yamada, this guy right here, the GOAT, and this big, massive group that they were bringing together, all these politicians they were bringing together in order to take actions against the content censorship that credit card companies were doing. This is something that's currently brewing up, but it has nothing to do, again, with this, but they could end up having a little bit more time to work with based on this. But let's get into exactly what happened here recently by the Japanese FTC. Japan Antitrust Watchdog said Tuesday it had told Visa Worldwide to reform its business practices after concluding that the firm restricted and pressured card companies to use its credit information system. It marks the first administrative action taken by the Japan Fair Trade Commission against a credit card company. Congratulations, Visa, for that. You got the achievement for the first. You got there first. Congratulations. You succeeded in failing. The commission said global credit card brand Visa Inc. Singapore unit, which manages the Asia Pacific region including Japan, had charged higher fees to other credit card firms.
Look up the collective shout. They are lobbyists behind this, and they are moralist Christian censor group from Australia. Wasn't Australia like a prisoner island sort of thing? Why are we giving them the right to speak again? Can we just bring the good habits back and just lock it back up? Man. Just tell the spiders, man. Jesus fucking Christ.
That did not use its network to check credit information.
Christian feminist. Oh, dude. I love that. Christian and feminists. Why? Why is that? That there is a certain group of women who just hate other people having fun. It's like, instead of fixating on making their lives better and the surroundings, they just want to ruin everything that others have fun with. Why? What's wrong? What's wrong with this? Hating is their fun. Why? Why are they such Karens? Why do they care so much? There's so many things they could put all this energy into. They could improve the education of the children, or they could help out at hospitals, feed the homeless, whatever, pet stray cats. Literally anything other than this. If they can't be happy, nobody can be happy. I'm getting so fucking tired of it that the world became so gynocentric that just because they are loud, the people listen to them without thinking. I'm not saying not to listen to them, but like, obviously they are retards, so maybe we shouldn't give them too much attention, you know? It's getting a little bit tiresome that everyone else has to bend the knee because there is a group of middle-aged women who don't have any hobbies and they just want to ruin fucking everything. You know? It's ridiculous.
Information. We're going to get into exactly what that says on the JFTC site, so let's hold on that. The commission said the Visa unit has submitted plans to improve its practices, adding that it accepted the plans. The company was exempted from facing fines or other.
God, I wish Japan would create an actual alternative, something that would like rapidly take over Japan and it would slowly spread out into Asia, and Visa MasterCard would start shitting itself. I wish that would happen. That's the only way. If Visa MasterCard will not have competition, we are going to be fucked. Because as they took off the hypnotism from Fansly, and what was it? They took off the furries too, wasn't it? That you're not allowed to do furry stuff and hypnotism on Fansly because of the payment provider. Now listen, I don't hold the candle for furries, but what the fuck is wrong with furries? If that's what they are into, then that's what they are into. I don't get the hypnosis. I think the hypnosis thing is that basically you cannot consent because you're under someone's control. So technically it would count as a non-consensual whatever. But it's obviously a role play and it's not real. Like, it's not like you can hypnotize people that, oh, you really wanna sit on my dick, because then everyone and their mother would do that, right? Obviously, it's not real, because otherwise we would get laid every fucking time. I would hypnotize my neighbor, you want me, you know? Like, it's not real, so who the fuck cares? You can't, I'm so sorry, but you can't. I'm afraid. And it's just like, it's so stupid. Like, I'm not even into hypnosis, but I can see that some people have certain kinks, and I think it should be allowed to live out a fantasy life. The next one is going to be like, oh, you're not allowed to do BDSM because it sends the wrong message or whatever, even if it's consensual and whatnot. I just really hate it, man.
Punitive measures under the anti-monopoly law. So basically they're saying there's this whole thing that we're doing. They told them to stop. Visa said okay, and they approved of their changes. According to Japan Consumer Credit Association, as of 2020, the Visa credit card brand accounted for about half of the market share in Japan. For everybody wondering why they're able to censor stuff, why they're able to take down stuff that they don't like in Japan, that's why. That's why. This is 2020. 50% of the market share in Japan. That is way too much control.
We are in a pickle, gentlemen. We are in a pickle. I'm telling you, soon the only adult content you will be able to consume is lights off, under the blanket, just ASMR sounds. Nothing else. But it will be strictly missionary ASMR sounds.
This is the big concern,
So
again,
nothing.
why I think
That's hot, please.
a lot of these folks.
I mean, listen, I'm not gonna kink shame you, okay? Like, if that gets your juices flowing, that's really cool. I'm just saying that some of us are spicier than others, okay? And I'm not shaming. We listen and we don't judge, okay? So, yeah, some of us are French, okay? They are like the spiciest people ever.
Folks need to start moving fast. They need to stop this stuff quick because they have too much control. Credit card transactions involve an issuing company and management company, which both utilize a trusted reference system when a transaction is made, according to the watchdog. Interchange fees, typically set by global brands, are paid by the management company to the issuing company during the transaction. while the issuing company pays a service charge to a different company, in this case, Visa Worldwide, providing the reference system. While Visa Worldwide had applied preferential rates under certain requirements, it altered the conditions from no later than November 2021 to necessitate the use of its network, leading some companies to switch this system under Visa despite it costing more than others.
I am so tired of these companies. You guys probably don't know, but they were even fucking with Patreon system. It was Apple, actually, that's fucking with it. They had to change how people are being charged, and like now they are suing Apple, so I don't know what's going to happen with it. But the fact that these random companies can tell you how you charge people and what you can charge for, that was something different. But at the end of the day, it's also a random company butting into something and changing something that they have nothing to do with, you know? Also, how long do you think we will be able to enjoy this freedom on other websites? You know, like, I feel like it's already so hard to find a way to, I guess, like, sell anything that people deem NSFW. Or even just, I don't know. It doesn't always have to be NSFW. I'm still mad about the whole hypnosis thing. I'm going to be honest with you. I think that's such an uncalled for thing. Or like the furry thing. You know? A porn barter system. Can't we have something just for like adult content? Just for that? In a few months, they will decide murder is bad and games that feature murder harming children in real life, and they will pressure Visa to ban all violent games. I wouldn't be surprised. Although, I don't think that would go because I feel like there is so much more murder in like Hollywood and whatnot. But what the fuck do I know? Maybe they are going to be like, oh, you actively have to commit the murder in games, therefore it's influencing people. You know? Easy. Boom. Well, don't say well. I wonder why games have age rating. I just don't understand why people not worry about actual real life things. You know? Why do they worry about these kind of games when there is like actual real life children sometimes in trouble and horrible things happening to them, and they're just like, yeah, we don't care. Oh, they join gangs. Oh, they get hurt and abused. Oh, yeah, we don't care about that. But ooh, have you seen that in Mortal Kombat? You have these like animations and they really incite violence in people. You know, like what the fuck? That would take effort, right? You know, that's what I'm actually pondering about, that maybe this is all for like imaginary good points, you know? It's like, ooh, I did a thing. I told the men that they are not allowed to play Nekopara or whatever the fuck. Because isn't this like going to affect like a lot of visual novels and whatnot that is basically aimed at man? And they are just going to be like, oh yeah, down with them. Now you want to play Nekopara, you horn dog. It's virtue signaling as selectivism. How about we just make a place and we just don't let these people in. It's like we will make our own little horn dog country with our horn dog games, and before you enter the horn dog country, you will have to go through a degeneracy test. We will make everyone watch like the most degenerate, horny ass animes, and we will see whether they are aroused or outraged. And then we will just not let them in if they are outraged. Yeah, for all these crazy Karens. And they will like it. We all pass it. Why? Oh yeah, of course. You and me, we will all pass it. Of course. That's what we are going to do. What if they are both? I don't know, man. I'm just so tired of being told how the world should be. And most of these people have like the education level of high school. And they are just like, they are just dumb. I'm sorry. They are unreasonable and dumb. There's no logic to them. They are just following some faux ideology, whatever is popular at the moment. I guarantee you, if like next year the most of the population would pick up that I don't know, what is something stupid, that you have to have, I don't know, I cannot come up with anything stupid because the world is so fucking stupid lately. But like they would start to do something stupid that you have to be only into this, otherwise you're just a bigot. They would do it without thinking. You know? Angry Karens are most of the cause most of the world's problems. I am not even surprised. Tide Pods. Okay. I think those were the younger generation. I don't think the Karens were eating Tide Pods, but I swear to God, all these Karens need to pick up a hobby. It's always these middle-aged Karens who have nothing else to do, and they just fume about, like, oh, why the patriarchy is onto them, or some shit.
Let's stop here and let's get into it. Let's get into what exactly it says. Here on the actual FTC site here, we're going to focus...
Oh god.
The most annoying part about all this is that these retards aren't actually achieving anything. Oh, a porn game is illegal or unavailable on Steam now? Fine, I'll just pirate it. It changes nothing, it just saves me money tbh.
I don't think you should look at it that way, because once they manage to remove something, they do change something. Their voice is being... it's more valuable than yours. It's not even the last sales, but they are winning. If they can take it, like, let's say today they took away that No Mercy game, which is like, I don't fucking care. Is it legal? Is it illegal? I don't know. Is it a distasteful game? Probably. If it's legal, I don't care. If it's illegal, then remove it, right? It's more like they are touching onto something that they don't have the right to touch. That's my problem with it. Because first it will start with like things that seem outrageous, and then it will go into mundane shit. They are going to be like, oh, I don't know, you don't have these sort of rights. You cannot do this. You cannot do that. Like, how do you think? How far is it from them to think that, hey, Vtubers, all anime girls look like children? Do you remember that trailer about the girl in the wheelchair, where everyone was like, oh, he's basically like using and abusing her, and she looks like a child, and he's only in love with her because she cannot walk? And it turned out that like the girl was older, and the girl was basically just like teasing the boy, and she was the one who was a little bit more of the monkai in it. Yeah, that one. But like there were like the masses, the big smart asses. First it's going to come with anime. It's going to be virtual shit. It's going to be fictional shit. And then you will be hearing it in real life that, oh, if you look youthful, it doesn't matter if you're a 20-year-old or 25-year-old, you don't have the right to have a relationship with someone like that. And they are going to cancel you for that. They are already so picky. Like, if, let's say, there is an older gentleman, like a Hollywood star, and he's dating someone who is much younger, they are like, ooh, oh my god, that's wrong. No, it's not. It's two fucking consenting adults. Get your head out of your ass.
Yap cats, plubbers and pocatos cute.
Hey,
Tired.
I know that they already do that, but imagine if they would have an actual rule for it. Imagine that you would have to go in front of a court of Karens to decide whether you can marry someone or not. Imagine that. I don't think they should have the right to even have anything to do with that. You know? Now they're gonna be like, if you're not at least seek up, you're a child that nobody can love. Exactly. You know? Or it's like, I don't know, I could give up like any sorts of, like, let's say that you have Okay, it's going to be a very strange example, but let's say you have dwarvism, right? People with dwarvism are immediately incredibly short, of course. So does that mean that because they look short, that they don't have the right to date anyone except if a person have dwarvism? Every VTuber, fuck you, I'm not short. That already happens. Yes, but the point is that they shouldn't have the right to tell them what they can do. Right? Like, they cannot force you to date your exact body shape and like have like a 2 to 3 years age limit. Otherwise, you're gonna get arrested. I've seen the chat for Danny DeVito. But you see my point? If we let them get away with touching games like whatever they are trying to remove from Steam, eventually it will go down all to this, because it always just steamrolls. It goes from something that is like, yeah, it seems fair, into something like, whoa, why the fuck are you talking about it? So that's why it makes me feel uneasy. The hypnosis and the furry shit is like the beginning of it. Then they will not be allowed to... You will not be allowed to watch like hentai, because they will deem it that all women in hentai seem and sound more like a younger girl. Therefore, that's some PDF shit, and you will not be able to look at it. Like, what? Is she supposed to hold up her passport that says that she's above 18? Or what is it supposed to be? You know? Don't give them ideas. I'm not. I'm trying to make you guys understand how much of a pickle we are in.
In on point 3, 4, and 5. I have a machine translation of it, so if you don't like the translation, you know, if you want to double check it yourself, please go do so. Point 3.
I want Japan to save us. Please, Japan, save us from
Overview
this.
of suspected violation. Visa applied preferential interchange fees based on data being sent within a certain number of days from either the purchase date or the authorization date, with the authorization date being determined.
Ooh, you say drawings don't have an age. Ooh. Oh, I already hear Twitter cry about that. Oh, dun dun dun. That's actually one of my favorite things. When people see like lewd image of Hatsune Miku. Because Hatsune Miku was created like, I don't know, like some insanely long time ago, like 20 fucking years ago. But like, she's supposed to be like 16, right? But she was 16 like 20 fucking years ago. And also, she's not fucking real. So, or 30, I don't fucking know when they created it. So is it allowed to draw a lewd picture of Hatsune Miku? Why do we care? We don't. It's the unlikable Karens who have no hobbies care about it. 16-year-old with 20 years experience. Oh my god, that's like every company's wet dream. Holy shit. Oh, she's the perfect person with a CV. Wow. I have no idea. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't care about fictional characters. What's happening to them? It's not real. It's a fucking drawing. It can be a 1,000-year-old elf who still looks like a freshly turned 18-year-old or whatever. It can be a MILF. It can be an ugly bastard. It can be a dragon. I don't care. It's not real. I literally don't give two singular fucks. If you don't like it, if it makes you feel uncomfortable, then don't look at it. You know?
Determined by the transaction ID
Much.
generated by Visa. And this is important. Note that. However, beginning on February 2018, Visa notified card companies that only data sent within a certain time from the authorization date, determined by Visa, would qualify for the preferential rate. This policy was enforced starting November 2021. Going to point 4, antitrust legal perspective. If a dominant firm imposes restrictions on business partners, such as limiting their ability to work with competitors, that could harm market competition and violate the Anti-Monopoly Act. Because Visa transaction IDs are only generated through Visa's own network, The new policy meant that companies could not obtain preferential rates if they used non-Visa networks. This led some companies to switch networks. Love it, don't you?
Nope.
We're not saying you have to use us, but we do have this new policy where you have to fall within this date to get preferential rates. Well, how do I get the label for that date? Oh, you have to use our network. You can't get the date unless you use our network. But you don't have to use our network.
Is the illusion of choice. You don't have to, but you kind of do. But we're giving you the option, so like you can't be angry at us, but also fuck you, you must use us.
So essentially, you're going to get the fee.
Fuck?
You're going to get the higher rates no matter what if you don't use our network. It's so sleazy. Visa's actions could exclude rival network providers from competition, or at least reduce the opportunities to do business with card issuers. Number 5, summary of the commitment plan. Visa will allow card issuers to obtain preferential rates regardless of whether data is sent within a certain number of days from the purchase or authorization date, and will maintain equivalent terms for both. These measures will be implemented for 5 years. Visa's
Never used Visa in your life? What do you mean never? What am I using? Actually, don't even know what's on my card. Mine is a MasterCard. Fuck Visa. Fuck MasterCard too.
board of directors will formally resolve to approve and carry out these measures. Visa will notify its business partners and employees in Japan handling interchange fees of the above actions.
The thing is that really there isn't any proper alternative. Like, you guys were like, oh, PayPal. Bro, PayPal fucking sucks ass too. I am so paranoid about PayPal. They can decide from one day to the other that they don't want to do shit with me, and they are just like, yep, good fucking luck. You cannot make a new one. You know? PayPal is on this. Oh, of course. Of course they are. These are like fucking payment processor mafia or something.
Additional actions, establish compliance guidelines. This is all like, yes, sir, we're sorry, sir. Establish compliance guidelines for managing interchange fees in Japan. Conduct regular training and audits for relevant employees. Implementation of plan will be monitored by a third party approved by the JFTC. Now, that's a lot of information, I know. But let's get into the nitty-gritty. What does this mean? So you essentially had the establishment already. I want to emphasize this. The establishment already that Japan has like a 50% market share given to Visa. They're already doing that much of their market. And again, that's already insane. But then...
That's so much. An entire country, 50% goes to Visa. That's why we don't have any choice. Like, the only way we would have it, we need like a fucking gajillionaire to make their own payment processor. And even then... we are not sure that it could happen. That's crazy. I hate this. I hate the future. I'm going to go back to paying with like paper money, and I'm just going to like shove it into my USB holes whenever I want to buy a game. It's like I will just shove this dollar in. Yeah, thank you. One game, please.
After that, they start to implement this stuff in order to pad their pocket a little more and to get more of that market share. So like I was saying earlier, this isn't about specifically censorship in, the content that Japan is selling. This isn't have anything to do with this whole issue with Steam. This doesn't have anything to do with a lot of these other platforms that are being censored in Japan by credit card companies. This is specifically Japan saying, all right, you're not following our policies for anti-monopoly. You are essentially trying to create a monopoly. You are telling people you have to use your service. And
I think he's right. It's not related to it, but I think Japan has an insight or like a premonition almost that they haven't started blocking them yet, but since they have so much power, they could do it from one day to the other and they would be in so much fucking shit. And they recognize this. I wish that the other countries and continents would also recognize this. Like, Europe could band together and like America could band together and we could just show a big, beautiful middle finger to them. It would be really nice. Didn't last year Visa and MasterCard fucked over Melon Books already? Did they? I wouldn't be surprised.
in order to get decent fees. So while I don't think this is going to fix any problems, I still think this is a good thing. This is a really good thing, because I don't like the idea of Visa and MasterCard having that much power in Japan.
They fucked over D-Side, TMM, Fantia, Toranoana. Why? Is it because of adult materials? Or was it something else? Yep. Yep. Why? What's because of the hentai? Yeah. You see? It's like, let's say, what if one day Visa and MasterCard realizes or decides that, you know what? We actually don't want to deal with any adult material. From like literally nothing. What then? What if there is not going to be like anything? Like you won't be able to have movies. You won't be able to have Patreon, Fansly, OnlyFans, whatever the fuck. You won't be able to have anything. You will be stuck with the lollipop sucking Gen Z little kids, or I don't even know what generation is the kid right now. And you will be just like, I don't know, a Karen's wet dream. I guess. Gen Alpha, whichever. I don't care.
Japan. And the reason they're getting that power is because
Healthy food tax, fast food less fee, no adult content, restrict. Healthy food tax? What do you mean healthy food tax? Fast food less fee. Oh, you mean like to make healthy food more expensive so that we will rot and die? I mean, I don't want to break it to you, but healthy food is already expensive. Why do you think that poor people more often go for like random McDonald's takeouts and whatnot? Have you seen the price of the fruits and vegetable? Bro, last week I brought some nectarines and I spent like $25 on it. It was like 6 nectarines. Are you fucking kidding me? I thought I'm going to just like faint when I saw it. I was like, do I really want all of these nectarines? You know, and I was like, listen, it's either this or I'm going to snack on chocolate. So I chose it. Was they good? They were actually the best fucking nectarines I have ever eaten. But that's besides the point. It was very, very fucking expensive, you know? And I was just like, Jesus Christ. 20 something. Like, if I would have just gotten like a McDonald's, it would have been much cheaper. It was very tasty though, but still. So health tax, I don't think we need that anymore. We already have it. It's actually crazy.
Because they're doing bad business practices. They're strong-arming all competition out of the market. And that is a horrible, horrible thing. But I still think this is a good thing, even in the end, if it's...
What actually infuriates me in EU is that a lot of countries have national card schemes, and there is no movement for a union-wide scheme. Maybe it's time for another citizens' initiative like Stop Killing Games.
National card scheme? What you mean by card schemes? Stop Killing Porn Initiative? It's not even porn, man. It's the Stop Killing All of My Fantasies initiative. I don't want to sound like a degenerate, but 30 seconds of degenerate moment. When there was the purge, remember the purge? I used to go onto certain sites and there were certain things that I like to look up and they purged it and there was nothing left. And I was like, I'm not talking about Tumblr. I'm talking about the hamster website and like the Hub and the Orange YouTube or whatever the fuck it was. Ever since that, I have never looked at human corn. I haven't. Out of spite. I am not going to watch 2 retards wriggle on each other because it's amateur when they removed the highest of quality of fantasies I had. I just go to Twitter. I look at animations. No, I don't fucking care. I am not here to watch 2 obese people try to put it in, but they can't because fat trolls. Okay? No. I can't. I don't care. I'm sorry. I don't think so. I don't think so. I was so angry at it. I was angry for months. I think I didn't even york off for at least a month. That's how angry I was. I was like, I feel nothing. I'm bored. I was on like the 50 fucking page and there is nothing. Literally nothing. I was so angry at it. I'm sorry. Yeah, my 100 Firefox tabs. It was... I was bricked up and angry. I was unwilling to do it.
It's not about that. Because if something happens where a company is, confronted by these payment processing companies like Visa and MasterCard to take down something that they don't like on their platform, they can go to somebody else. They don't have to go directly to Visa. Now, the issue there is that, again, it's still going through Visa. In the end, it's still going through Visa. But hopefully having that sort of proxy that has to go through will prevent Visa from directly interacting with these companies. It will sort of be that barrier that they won't have any involvement in. But either way, stopping this market share from increasing more and more will still allow a lot of these political groups to eventually get their policies together that they need to prevent.
I don't know, man. So he said that half of it was Visa. So what was the other half? MasterCard? Like, that's not much of an option? Question mark? But that's not really freedom, gentlemen.
To me,
is
it seems like all of these people are trying to tell everyone that you aren't allowed to have any form of escapism and be miserable in reality since they are too.
Oh my god, you're so right. Like, okay, this might be a hot take, but I really don't like it when they put like the gender stuff into video games. Like, I don't care about your pronouns. I get it that you have it in real life, and that's very nice, but I don't want to choose whether I'm a she, or her, or he, or they, or them, when it's about like killing things in a game, right? Like, I understand. I'm happy if you're happy. Use it if you like, but I don't care. I don't need to know, And it's like, it kills it for me. Like, oh yeah, I'm going to be a night elf paladin with they, them pronouns. Like, motherfucker, no. These are earthly problems, and I'm there playing a random race that doesn't exist. My skin is purple. I'm going to shoot fireball out of my ass. I don't want it. I don't want to think about it. Okay? Let me have my escapism. Let me be something that I cannot be in real life. Yeah, I don't want reality. I am not playing games just to have like California Simulator 2025. I have no problem if someone identifies as this or that, but don't shove it down my throat. Because I don't care. I absolutely don't care.
That from happening. Either way, it's still a W, because Visa doing this is scoundrels hell. I'm sorry. When I actually read into this, see exactly what they're doing in here, that's...
Human wizard is a superior choice. I officially... Okay, it's not as bad as being a human warrior. If you would have said human warrior, I would have actually considered banning you. Because that's the most boring ass fucking choice you can ever come up with. Yeah, no. We are not starting the human warrior debate, okay? Because I'm gonna call you a he/him human warrior, okay? Virgin, nonetheless. You don't need me to tell you whether you're gay, bisexual, or straight because you're a virgin. And we are going to keep it strictly realistic.
That's nasty. That's some nasty stuff. Allegedly doing here. Nasty stuff. But anyways, I thought this stuff was very, very interesting. And again, I kind of seen a lot of people kind of, taking the wrong idea from what exactly is happening here.
What's happening here is that we are in a pickle and we have to save Nekopara. That's what's happening, gentlemen. Not everyone wants to fuck us. It's not about the xenomorph, dude. It's so not. It's more. It's about not having the freedom even in your fantasies. Isn't America always gushing about freedom this, freedom that? Bald eagle screeches through the screen.
Funny enough, because everyone refuses to be boring and play a human fighter, The humble human fighter is actually one of the more rare choices in D&D Kek.
I am judging every human fighters. It's, you know why? I will tell you why, and you're not going to like it. It's because of you guys. These group of people just don't want men to be happy. It's all because of you. Yeah, it's because they don't want men to be happy. Okay? It's if it would be like, trust me, they are not going to ban the 50 Shades of Grey for women. They are not going to, like, have you ever watched that movie? Have you ever realized how big of a red fucking flag that entire thing is? Like, the main character gets beaten and tied up and humiliated, and she signs a contract for money, but just because the main guy is like handsome, he gets away with it. It's a big abuse fest. You know? It's literally fucked up, and it's like, I don't even know what it is. But just because it was written for girls and women, pretty vanilla, I don't care. I think it was fucked up. And they get away with it. But it's because this is the kind of things you guys are into. It's going to get away. Actually, never say you didn't miss out. It's incredibly boring. There's no erotic, and also the actors are like, have the chemistry of my stale old sock next to my other underwears. So, you know. And if you like an older woman in a wheelchair, I'm Satan. Yeah, basically. If you like an older woman in a wheelchair, then you're a PDF and an abuser. Basically. So, yeah. I would, if I were you guys, I would keep an eye on this thing. You know? Because I don't think it's really cool.
Real talk, if some of us guys sacrifices ourselves and date those Austrian Karens, they won't have time to bitch anymore. Maybe even make it like military service and pay those guy who sacrifices themselves.
I think that's a lot of sacrifice over there, my dude. I'm not sure if it's worth it. Ooh, I'm not sure. Yeah, listen, I am not volunteering. If you are, we would be happy. Who would date them? I don't know. I would know. Wait, what? Who volunteers as a tribute? Oh man, listen, what if we choose one of the lurkers and we will just like ship them to Australia? They won't even notice. You know? Yeah, just quickly. Just one of the first time chatters. We are just going to ship them real quick and we will save them. Minus one lurker. Not me, not me. You sure about that? Not a lurker? Yeah? Yeah? Damn, suddenly everyone is running. No thank you, Australia is too much, like the UK.
I support the military service idea. I definitely don't own a paper bag manufacturing business.
Military service? As in like military service dating the Karens so that they will stop Karening? Damn.
They will divorce the sacrifices and take half the money.
Man, I don't even know what I would do.
Could just take Pokato Ho right to the next level and be a Pokato escort service at that point, but do not urge its rating.
Oh, this is so sad, man. This entire thing makes me so sad.